Good to go? Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is Bomberman 64. Do you want to count down on the start? Do you want me to count? Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. So this is Bomberman 64. Any percent on hard mode. I'll explain some of the differences about hard mode as we go along. So the first thing that I did was, when I selected my file, I hit the reset button, and that's because there's a 2-3 minute cutscene in that at the start of the game, and it takes quite a long time. So what I was doing there was knocking down the pillars, but I missed one of them, so I had to go back and knock it down. So what I did there was, Bomberman has this little stumble animation when you fall from too high. So if you drop a bomb on your head, you can knock yourself into cutscenes, and it's generally quicker than sort of waiting for him to do his stumble animation.
So the category we're doing specifically is just any percent, which requires beating the 5th island, or the, I guess it's the black area.
5th world, yeah.
They're based on their colors. So this is the green area. There's a blue,
Green garden,
white.
blue resort, white glacier, red mountain, and black fortress.
Yeah. So that's any percent. If you were to look for 100%, there's actually an additional world after that, but you need to collect all the cards to reach it. So any percent only requires the black fortress completion. So that we're going to be ignoring all the gold cards, which are like bonus objectives and fancy stuff that you can do throughout the game. And a lot of the stuff that we're doing with the bombs and jumping and stuff like that is required for even a casual player to do 100%.
Sort of.
Some of it.
Not to the extent that we use the bomb jumps.
Yeah, we get a bit aggressive with them.
So this first level's quite straightforward. You're just going through it and collecting a bunch of... pressing all the buttons and activating this... the gem that finishes the level.
Yep. So each world follows the same 4-level pattern. It has one of these adventure levels where you have an objective to complete and reach a gem like this, or an area. Then the second level is a mini-boss. Then the third level is a repeat of the first world, just in a different area. And then the fourth world's a world boss. So these mini-bosses are always the same. You fight against basically another Bomberman, and you can beat them in 2 ways. We'll find out which one happens now.
So the quickest way to beat most mini-bosses is by throwing them off the edge. I think they take 5 or 6 bomb hits if you kill them normally, but you can beat them nice and quickly by just throwing them off the edge, knocking them out and throwing them off the edge.
So if this were the 100% route, that fight would have been actually the worst thing that we could have possibly done, because we have to achieve 5 cards in that fight, which involves doing 4 different things and then beating him in a certain amount of time. So we're back to another adventure sort of world. So this little bird thing's going to keep picking up the end crystal and moving it to different locations, and we have to keep going to those locations. Very annoying.
Yeah, so the early part of the run is pretty straightforward. I should probably explain power-ups. Throughout the game, there's 2 main power-ups, and I need... Oops. One's extra bombs. I'm gonna wait, otherwise I'll die. Yeah, there's extra bombs, which allows us to drop extra bombs. Why was he there?
Extra bombs at a time. So you can only have so many bombs active on the screen, and that power-up increases that. There's the firepower, which increases the radius of your explosion. So at the moment, it's at one of its lowest, so it's a very small explosion, but it could be much larger, and then that can actually be detrimental in some cases, because then the explosion becomes so large, we have to run away from it. And then there's also additional power-ups that change how the bomb functions. So there's the remote bomb, where you can now, where it goes from being a timed detonation to when you want it to detonate, and that will come into play later. And then there's the super bomb upgrade or something like that.
Which I don't think we use in at any percent unless I mess something up later on.
It turns the bombs red and the explosions blue, and it's basically like increasing all of its abilities by a tier, and some of the functionality of the game requires you to have that power up.
Yeah. And so, like, as I said, we're doing hard mode, and one of the big things with hard mode is a lot of enemies move really fast. So those blue guys, the one that attacked me, normally on normal mode, they're very slow and you can just walk right around them, but in hard mode, once they start to attack, they're going all over the screen and it's quite difficult. Well, it's not difficult, but it's scary to walk past them because you never know if they're going to try and get you.
So not all enemies can actually just kill you by touching you. Like, for example, we saw the weird column creature only knocked him out and made him stunned. But those creatures are still deadly. They can either knock you out while another creature attacks you and kills you, or they can knock you off the level because they just keep bumping into you.
And knock you out when you've dropped a bomb, and then you die to your own bomb.
Yeah, you end up defeating yourself in a way.
Alright, so we're coming up to the first boss. It's Draco, who is a dragon. He has 3 main attacks. One is breathing fire, one is biting you, and the other is flying under the bridge. When he flies under the bridge, that takes a really long time, so we hope that doesn't happen. In hard mode, when he's breathing fire, he'll actually rotate to face you as he's breathing the fire. Normally he'll, in normal mode, he'll just breathe fire in the first direction that he sees you at.
So the power-up we received was the remote bombs. So he has remote bombs, which is shown by that weird blue decal. And he also did power bomb pumping. So you can pick up a bomb instead of dropping it immediately. And if you mash a button, you power it up, you pump the bomb, which makes it bigger. And the explosions are larger and it does more damage when it reaches the shiny effect. That means it's fully powered. If you don't fully power it, it will slowly decrease its pumping. So this is slow,
the bridge.
but we can hit him on his way under. Like that.
That can be quite useful in 100% because you can hit his tail and his head at the same time and get some gold cards, but any percent is just slow.
Yeah. So his tail caught fire, which is an indication that we got his gold card, which is shown on the left. And that would have been good for 100%. So the other 2 cards were his wings, respectively. And then I think you have to bonk him on the head with it.
No, the other one. So every level has a time card. So if you beat the card,
that's right, yeah.
The level under the target time, then you get a gold card for doing that.
So we can't access the 5th world until we've beaten the final boss of all the 4 surrounding it, like anchors, I guess, weighing down or like barriers or something like that. So we're at Blue Resort now.
I don't think I got any upgrades yet, so I might have to farm for some. So here's the extra bombs. That lets me pick up extra bombs. There's 1 firepower. And that was silly. I should have not done that yet. There's the other firepower. So here's the first bomb jump. This might be a bit difficult to line up because I accidentally blew up the boxes that I normally line up with. But the blue guy's going to help me out and make it a bit easier.
That was actually really nice. So if you throw a bomb on top of yourself, by pressing yourself up against a wall and throwing it into the wall, you'll get knocked back by it. But if you place the bomb in the spot where you would normally land, you instead jump forward and the bomb you threw lands in front of you and you bounce on it. So that is a functionality that is required for 100% for even the casual player.
No, you can't do... the puzzles, normally you're required to stand on higher ledges and bounce across, yeah.
I've only ever seen speedrunners do the 100%.
That's definitely not something that I don't think it was intended. Yeah.
But it's worked out very much in our favor, and you can get very complex paths done with that kind of nonsense. So this is the second mini-boss fight. We're not fighting the tutorial guy this time. We're fighting this lady. Or dude, I think.
Lady. Artemis. Yeah, she's pretty straightforward. Just get her to walk down and then throw her off. Most of the mini-bosses have pretty straightforward ways to manipulate them to walk where you want, so you can throw them off pretty quickly.
The issue is, if you stuff that up, the fight becomes extremely difficult to get them into the water, or off the ledge, so...
So here's the first 3 bomb jumps. So the difference between a 3 bomb jump and a 2 bomb jump is essentially just the height and the number of bombs. 3 bomb jumps are used wherever possible. Sometimes you need a 2 bomb jump because the blast radius will be too big and you'll die from it. So here, I line up against this fence and I'll do a 2 bomb jump because if I tried a 3 bomb jump, my radius will be too big and I'll kill myself.
So before you saw him crush a butterfly and a heart came out, that's basically an extra hit or a free hit for you to take. So that's just a safety measure, and for some cases it is used to help.
So we also use that for a glitch later on.
but it's always nice to have.
Yeah.
So that the original way you're meant to do that level is you're meant to lower water levels and lower gates and eventually push the wall into position, and then you can just walk up the stairwell. But we don't have time for that.
So this is fish.
He's a fish.
It's fish. Probably the worst boss in the game.
Oh yeah. His 100% conditions are pretty nasty.
Yeah. So we can. He's got 3 attacks. He's got the one where he clobbers you with his. I don't know what it's called. Bomby knocker. I don't know what you want to call it.
It's like an anglerfish
Yeah.
sort of lure.
Yeah, lure. I think that's yeah. So he's got that one. He's got bubble and he's got cutter. So luckily
nice.
we got this one twice.
So the cutter, I believe, is he swims in front of the raft ahead of you, and then he jumps into the air and he throws 2 slashes at you. And what they do is that they hit the raft, and the side that you're not on disappears. So you lose the size of your base, basically. And one of the gold cards is to beat him with just 1 plank left on your raft. So you have to wait for him to do that move, then you have to stand on the smallest possible amount. So we've got room for donations?
Yeah. Got plenty of time for that.
Right. We have $18.59 from Unknown that just says Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi!
We have $50 from PSX Freak 101 saying, oh no, I'm donating again. Let's make the final character bid war more interesting. 50 more on King Boo, please and thanks.
Ah, boo!
No, King Boo. Not just Boo. King Boo.
Let's see how much I'm willing to donate. I could throw a 50 on Rosalina right now, if one of the admins wants to help me out with that. So I'll plug that if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so basically the next run coming up has 2 donation incentives coming up. So if you donate to us by doing so at the box over here, all the proceeds go to Child's Play, which is the PAX charity of choice. The next run is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So there are 3 incentives, there are 2 incentives to donate your money towards, and basically each of them are wars. The highest, the most amount of money donated to that particular objective wins. So the first thing is the tracks. There's Nitro, Retro, and Bonus. So in Deluxe you have all of the games, for, all of the tracks from Mario Kart 8, including the DLCs. So Bonus is the DLC ones, Retro is the old tracks, and Nitro is the new tracks. So you can choose which one she does, and then you can also choose the character. So on the whiteboard to my right is the current bid war between those characters. She prefers Luigi, and apparently she doesn't want Rose Gold Peach, I think it was. Yeah, so if you want to make the runner suffer, pick Peach. If you want to make the runner happy, pick Luigi. If you want to, you can also just vote for the other names on the board. I would personally put it towards Rosalina, because she's the best Nintendo character out there.
Here's another instance of using the dropping a bomb on your head to walk into a cutscene to avoid dizziness. Or not dizziness. Stumble animation, that's the one.
Yep.
Yep. So coming up, there's a spot here where normally you would blow up 4 pillars. Hopefully I don't have to blow them up. Fingers crossed. So what I'm going to do, instead of blowing up the 4 pillars, I can jump across using a very precise bomb jump diagonally. So diagonal bomb jumps are quite difficult. And this will take me straight to the end of the level. Oh, nice, I got it. That's probably one of the hardest bomb jumps in the game.
Very nice. You would otherwise have to pump up 2 bombs and blow up the 4 pillars with a large bomb, and that would knock down the little train tracks so you can walk across.
And that's, yeah, I think it's about 12 seconds slower to do that than it is to jump across.
So who is your favorite boss and why is it this guy?
It's this guy, because robots are awesome.
He also has a ridiculous amount of HP.
Okay, wait. Yeah, this is the best attack. When he spins, you can get lots of hits on him. He's got another attack where he punches you, and that's slow and you can't really do much while he's punching you. But this is a really good fight so far. This is a very good fight. Nice. Yeah, that was nice and quick.
Put this towards Rosalina. Yeah, like update it. 50 towards Rosalina, and put it on the board if you can. nerds.
That's great.
They are indeed. So there's a... So now we've done all but
one. We've just got White Glacier left. I will need to pick up another heart because I lost the heart earlier.
Yeah. Luckily, there's some bunnies around.
We've got some nice friends in this level who are very nice friends.
If you don't like bunny massacres, you should walk away. Or look away, at least.
Or it's alright, I can't kick straight, so... Alright, we're good. There we go.
Don't worry, bunny, your life will be used for our benefit.
Are you kidding me? So there's snowboarders in this level, and they like to fall randomly, and... Well, not randomly, they're over on the mountain area, but... So now I just need to kill some stuff to make sure I can spawn another rabbit in. And they're not spawning in. Nice. I'm not sure what to do if it doesn't spawn in. I might just jump off the edge. There's one there. He jumped off the edge. Okay, I'm going to join him.
Donation?
Yep.
Have a $25 donation from Shy Guy, aka the man sitting next to me, who's putting his money towards Luigi. So now if I look at the spreadsheet, Luigi's ahead of King Boo by 60 cents in the bid war.
Whoa, 60 cents? That's pocket change. Members in the crowd could do that. Be sure to tell the people on the stage what you're donating to, or we'll lose track and then it will just be a big old mess.
Alright, so here, in hard mode, the wind is too strong to just run straight up the hill here. So we have to wait. And while we're waiting, we blow up that house, because when you get up to the top part of this level, a lot of stuff spawned in, and it slows the game right down, as being an older game.
It struggles when there's too much stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, man, I'll see you later.
So if I kick a bomb at the right time, yeah, I got it. I can kick it, and it'll just slide across, and the wind will push it, so it blows up that tree, which means I can just run where that tree was instead of having to run around a tree, which saves a little bit of time.
So the first mini-boss we beat up is actually the tutorial guy. He's walking around and he's in various places around the maps offering advice or just there to annoy you.
Yeah, the first fight is actually called Friend or Foe, and yeah, it's hard to tell if he's friend or foe.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
At least not in this run.
Unless we do 100%, then we might find out.
Then we might find out. Good luck to anyone who's thinking about firing this up on their old console and getting 100%. Because
100% is brutal in this game.
it's a very brutal thing. So now this next mini-boss is the other mini-boss that we don't kill when we defeat them. All the other bosses, excluding the tutorial guy, we kill them when we beat them. This guy lives. And he's also got the very badass animation intro, so you know he's important somehow.
We have a 70-cent donation from our boy Liquid Wi-Fi, who's put that towards King Boo. So now that's 10 cents ahead of Luigi.
So he gave a little monologue and then took off, but yeah, he dashes at you, and if you just stand at the edge and then move to the side slightly, he dashes all the way to the edge, and you just bop him and then throw him off. He's actually the easiest second side boss.
No, actually, I think there's an easier boss, honestly.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so here is the ice level. This one, on normal mode, the ice physics are like there's none, but on hard mode they times them like a lot. The ice physics are a lot harder on hard mode.
The intensity goes way up.
It's much more intense ice physics.
They try to.
This level, as a kid, that screen where they flip the camera underneath can be quite confusing as a kid. But when you realize that it's just you just have to run straight, it's much easier.
Yeah. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with too much of it. It becomes a bit harder in 100% because you have to navigate some of the paths during that time
and killing enemies
killing enemies. So one of the things we forgot to mention is that in addition to like all the cards, some of them require you to do certain things. There's always in these adventure ones an enemy-based one, so you kill enough enemies.
Kill 30 enemies and you'll get a card.
And that 30th enemy you kill drops the card. And then there's one for time. So a lot of the in the 100% run, a lot of the time you have to do these levels twice because you can get the 4 cards, 1 being the enemy and 3 being various aspects of the level, but you can't do them fast enough for the timer. So you have to come back and do the level again to get specifically the timer card.
Yeah, so there's 2 levels that you can actually... Hang on, I'm just gonna... Yeah, okay, cool.
Right.
There's 2 levels you can actually complete. Get all 5 cards in the one run through them, so you don't have to go and repeat them. But one of them's very, very close and like hard to get, but then the other one's not too difficult.
So we're going to fight Australia, and while we're doing, there's a donation.
Alright, we have 15 cents from Sten. It's going towards Luigi. So now there's only 5 cents difference between Luigi and King Boo for the Mario run.
So this is a spider. We're very familiar with them here in Australia. So you're battling with ice physics and a very large, scary creature. Quite spooky. But there's a bunch of nuances regarding this fight, but if you happen to basically play to his underneath, he gets very confused and can't fight you, or struggles to hit you. And then when you reduce him to 1 heart, he slams the ground and brings you down to here. And your first fall through the gaps is saved by your tutorial fella, but after that, falling through does kill you. But thankfully, he only has 1 heart, so we can kill him before he even hits the ground. So it's a very quick fight for us, but it can also go very wrong very quickly. So now we've done the 4 anchors, and we're ready to go to the last area. So there's the barrier that we couldn't see. Very dramatic.
So this level, can't remember its real name. We usually call it traffic, because we just run through traffic. A lot of this, normally you walk up on those blue platforms up there, but we just jump across these gaps by putting a bomb and stopping it and jumping over.
So it looks like we're dodging traffic by the skin of our teeth, but it's actually consistent. So the same, assuming you move straight forward, the cars always come in the same thing. There's 2 on the left, 1 on the right, and then 2 on the right, I believe.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I think.
It's how we've learnt it. We don't know what happens afterwards.
No, well, it's the same pattern every time. Yeah.
Okay. Just the 3 cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically you have to navigate all the way to the back, and some of the areas you have to go up on the walkways above the traffic, and you deal with enemies up there, and it's all nasty. But we've made it to the last area that we need to be in before to get out of the highway, I guess.
Alright, so coming up is like the biggest glitch in the game, probably the only glitch in the game. I'll let you explain that while I do it.
Okay, so this one, I don't quite fully understand it myself, but first we need a heart, and we need a specific amount of, radius.
And need to know how to do the glitch.
And need to know how to do the glitch. So, we're gonna get hit.
And while we're, so...
We're gonna get hit, fall down, drop a bomb and pick it up. The game's gonna freak out and go, hang on, we don't know what you're doing. So we just passed through, basically there's like a mini-boss, a generator, a big machine, and a tank comes up and you have to fight multiple monsters. But because you're in this state, the game's going, I don't know what you're doing, so I'm just going to make you move but not do anything. And the way we get out of the glitch is to pick up a bomb again, because we're allowed to plant bombs. But we don't trigger the cutscene, so we slide through the cutscene to the level, the exit behind it. And here's the Destroyer, I believe.
Harvester.
Harvester. The hardest boss in the game.
Probably not the hardest.
Well, hardest
he's
in
just,
any percent, at least.
He's just got the most random elements to him, so he likes to move around a lot. He'll do what he wants. And he's got a fair amount of health. I believe we have a donation, if Zumi wants to read that out. Maybe, maybe not. No.
So, what he's just cast in the middle is like a slow motion bomb, I guess. Very annoying. But thankfully we didn't get trolled by him. Whoop.
Whoop.
There we go.
Almost did. Sometimes if you damage him too early, he's still got invincibility frames.
It looks like we do have a donation.
We have $1 from Unknown that says Luigi for life, wrecked at Liquid Wi-Fi. Got him. We have $15 from A-Dub saying, hey guys, turns out I can watch the run from the Child's Play booth after all. Twitch is great. Put this towards the retro tracks for Mario Kart. Lots of love. We then have $10 from Unknown saying, put it all on King Boo Boys. And then another $4 from Unknown saying, mean green machine for MK8 run.
So stepping on those red panels triggers the alarm, and the alarm causes doors to shut and various other nasty stuff. But hey, we can jump over walls because we may be Bomberman, but we're also speedrunners, so we know how to jump.
So a big part of this one, it's a really big maze, and if you have no idea where you're going, a lot of doors are closing, you're having to find your own way around. But by being able to jump up onto these ledges and jump across gaps like this, we can skip stuff and walk straight to the elephants that fly us up to the next level.
E for elephant.
E for elephant.
But yeah, we're basically just beelining for the exit. We don't have time to screw around, and since we know what the maze is, we can just rush through it as fast as we want.
Yeah, so we run over here, press the 2 button, hope the purple guy stands still and doesn't knock me off. I thought he was going to.
That always makes me panic, trying to pass him.
So here, you can run through the lasers, but it's a little dangerous, and it's quicker. Depending on the laser pattern, it's quicker, but it's definitely safer to run along the top there, and it's not too difficult to do a bomb jump up.
So a quick triple jump, and we're up. The triple bomb jump, and also pressing the 3.
The 3, I found out when I was doing 100%, I realized that you don't actually need to press it for any percent, because the 3 button only triggers a little path to get a costume piece. Yeah.
You can see it down there. 4 is the one that we were after.
Yeah.
These walkways are a bit scary because of the enemies on them.
When an enemy spawns on these walkways. So if you fall back down, you have to redo that whole... Well, you'll have to leave, go down another floor, and then redo the whole floor again. Alright, so there, I kicked a bomb at the wall first, and I pump up a big bomb, so the wall will only blow up to a big bomb. And I use the explosion from a little bomb to actually blow up the big bomb, which is a lot quicker than waiting for the big bomb itself to explode.
So we're getting close to the end of the run, so if anyone wants to try and snipe any of those donation incentives, you want to move now.
It's good.
So I believe we're now up to the last boss.
Yeah, this is the last boss. So he has a first phase and a second phase.
And these are both incredibly difficult phases. We're gonna need maybe some serious time.
Could the whole of PAX just keep nice and quiet?
Yeah, just the
for me?
whole of PAX. We need it like nice
Just
and
everyone.
quiet for this.
I'm talking about you over in console tourney. Yeah, that's.
So I will point out that the English voice acting for this is phenomenal. So if you get to this on an English game, you'll have a blast with this guy.
So we just run off to the left, and he'll jump off the edge like that for us. Nice and easy.
So this is actually a 2-phase fight. So he's angry that we knocked him off the ledge, which counts as a victory for us.
You ready on time? Whoever's in control of time? No. Should I delay my finish?
Time's coming up.
Yeah. I'll just not till they're ready. We won't finish the run.
Time's coming up.
Yeah. Alright, so I kick a bomb at this guy. He has, for whatever reason, has a very time. Has a very long stun animation. So
he has like the longest stun animation of all the bosses, and he's the last boss that you deal with in the 80%.
So you just stun him, and you can easily throw him off. You can do 360s and then throw him off. Yeah, that's Bomberman 64 hard.
On any percent.
On any percent. So up next, I believe we have Aeon Frodo just
doing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And we don't know what track she's doing yet. Or I don't. Well, other people might.
Yeah, thanks for enjoying the venue. Well, this next run is the last run of the marathon, so we hope you enjoy it.